James the Red Engine was feeling pleased with himself. The Fat Controller had given him a special train. "I tell you, boys, I am the most important engine around," boasted James. "The Fat Controller only assigns the specials to me." "Oh," smirked Toby. "Does that include the coal trucks? I saw you pulling those this morning." "Or the fuel trains," added Duck. "You take those every day." The little engines chuckled while James fumed. Well, I have to take someone special to the branch line on the East Coast." "Who?" questioned Duck suspiciously. James didn't know, but pretended he did. "Oh, that's on a need-to-know basis, little Duck. All you need to know is that the Splendid Red Engine is taking the Splendid Red coaches." "I'm red too," pointed out Neil. "So, you're only a small engine?" sniffed James. "Maybe they need a little inspection engine. I did build that line." "Pah!" snorted James. "Something would be sure to go wrong if they used an old clanker like you. Better use a proper engine like me." The little engines were offended, but James ignored them. The day of the special train arrived. The Fat Controller was pacing the platform anxiously, as James and Henry watched on. Finally, a large steam engine came pulling into the station. The Fat Controller greeted a smartly dressed gentleman on the train warmly. "Oh, Charles, it's been so very long! How have you been?" "I've been wonderful, Robert. How has been traveling Europe?" "Oh, absolutely breathtaking! The way they rebuilt the place, quite astonishing." The man turned to James and Henry. "And who are these fine gentlemen?" "Oh, this is, Henry and James. James will be the one taking us today. James, this is..." "Oh, please, call me Robert. All my friends do." "It's a pleasure to meet you, Robert." "Please, James, the pleasure is all mine. Now, Charles, we must get on our way. I've promised that we'd be at the castle in time for tea." "Of course, let's get going." The two men climbed aboard, leaving James and Henry most baffled. "He's rather eccentric." "Quite odd," barked James. "You should have heard him on the way here," remarked the other engine, babbling on and on. "Well, this is gonna be a fun run." And with that, the red engine set off. The special stopped off at Thomas's Junction. "I just had to see this marvel," exclaimed Robert. The marvel in question was Toby, who was quite flattered. James wasn't pleased, but said nothing. His driver checked him all over during the stop. "I'm not sure what," he said, "but something isn't sounding right." "I'm fine," choked James. "Besides, we need to keep going. Clearly this man is important." "Oh, you don't know?" "Know what?" The driver was about to say something when Robert called, "Okay, gentlemen, onwards we go!" James struggled out of the station. He had to go slow as he couldn't get up enough steam to maintain high speed. James dragged through the countryside, but Robert didn't seem to notice. He was enjoying the run. It seemed like an eternity to James before they reached the workstation. He went to go get a drink, and while he did this, his driver looked all around. Finally, he exclaimed, "That's it! You have a steam leak. That's why you couldn't go fast. As you ran along, it got worse. It's not safe to keep going. You'll have to stop here." "But what about the special? It'll be stranded," cried James. The driver talked to the station master, and a moment later, a certain small red engine backed down on the train. "I heard you needed a proper engine, James." James said nothing, while Robert was very happy. "Oh, this engine is wonderful. He's so very smart." "A wonderful choice, Charles." Yes, choice. "I helped build the line back in the day. I'll surely tell you all I know if that helps." "Oh, wonderful. Absolutely fantastic." Neil smiled at James as he departed the station. The red engine was furious. Soon they were on the coastal line. Neil told Robert all about the old days as they chuntered slowly along. Robert loved the relaxed nature of the run coupled with the easy narration. Finally, they arrived at the end of the line, stopping at the station below a massive castle. The castle was owned by the Earl of Sodor, however none of the Fat Controller's engines had ever met the man himself. "Thank you, Neil. You have helped me complete my vision." "I'm glad I could help, but what vision is that?" "Oh, haven't you heard? I'll be buying this line myself. I want a heritage line running right straight up to my castle." "Your castle? You mean you're the Earl of Sodor?" "Why, yes," smiled Robert. "Didn't you know?" No, but it is a welcome surprise. I'll build tracks straight up the hill. I'll buy engines to run the lines. We'll have tourist trains right to the beach, and we'll even have some goods trains to help the villages. It will be a wonderful little line." Robert sighed, looking over the water. "Who will you get to run the line?" "Well, I was thinking of you, Neil. You know so much about the line already. I'd be more than pleased to have you in my collection." I am flattered, Your Grace, but I like my work. I couldn't bear leaving it." "Of course. It does leave up in the air who will run my new railway," the Earl said faintly, gazing out over the ocean. He would eventually find the engines to run his railway, but those are stories for another day.